Hi, I'm Carrie Blazer, the Divine Feminine, reincarnation of Mary Magdalene. Thank you for clicking on my clip. But I want to let you know that I have a free ebook linked below, my 6 Divine Feminine self-love strategies. They will help you transform your emotional wounds into personal wisdom. And I take a multidisciplinary approach. I include the laws of physics, psychology, neuroscience, shamanism, mysticism. I went wild, okay? So men can understand and women can understand. There's something there for everyone because what I learned is when something's true, it's true in multiple places. All right, please like and subscribe and help me distribute my ebook to everyone for free by exploding my channel. Take care. Enjoy the clip. Bye. External versus internal locus of control. Psychological concept locus of control was developed by Julian Rotter. External locus of control, life outcomes are controlled by external forces, God, fate, authority. Internal locus of control, individuals see themselves as responsible participants shaping outcomes. Manifest destiny, God gave us dominion over animals and land. God told us to do it. External locus of control. No culture is purely one or the other, but worldviews can emphasize one orientation more strongly. Christianity and external authority structures. Many forms of Christianity historically emphasize divine authority, moral law revealed by God, hierarchical structures, church, clergy, patriarchal family, obedience to external commandments. Theologically, this reflects submission to divine authority. In family structure, this often produces clear paternal hierarchy, moral rules defined outside the individual, emphasis on obedience to authority figures. From a psychological lens, this can reinforce external moral authority. However, Christianity also contains internal transformation themes, conscience, repentance, personal relationship with God. But I'm going to argue the personal relationship with God, yes, but Christianity has a strong history of burning women at the stake that claim that their intuition connected them to God. So while I'm sure it's a lot better now, historically it wasn't always that way. Indigenous relational worldviews. Traditional indigenous cultures, such as the Cherokee and Maori, often organize identity differently. Identity emerges through relationship with community and land. Spiritual authority is often embedded within nature and kinship networks. Moral learning occurs through story, experience, and relational responsibility. Cherokee cultural teachings often emphasize balance, relational responsibility, and communal decision-making. Like they had a relational responsibility with the buffalo. The buffalo gave to them, and then they gave to the buffalo. They're in relationship with the animals, not dominion over. We killed all the buffalo, the bison, the beavers, the wolves, the otters. When they brought wolves back to Yellowstone in the 1990s, they changed how elk behaved. So they stopped elk from overgrazing trees. And when the wolves arrived, there was one family of beavers. 10 years later, they're like 12 families because the wolves had kept the elk away from the rivers and the trees had grown back. So the beavers had trees to chop down and take care of the rivers. Then there's a whole think about how much it impacted. So the beavers came back within like 20 years, over 100 beaver families. Then it helped they controlled the coyotes, which were overeating the small mammals. When the small mammals weren't being overeaten by the coyotes, then the birds of prey came back. And so one builds on the other, bringing back, I think it was 14 wolves to Yellowstone, saved $93 billion in flooding, drought, wildfires, like road stabilization and water, clean water. Massive impacts. But, God gave us dominion, right? We all got to learn our lessons somehow. Maori traditions emphasize ancestral relationships and responsibility to the collective. Be a morally responsible human being. That's why people use shame. It's like, when women were sexually promiscuous, no one wanted to allow that because that destroys the culture, as we can see today. Women who are sexually promiscuous destroy their ability to pair bond as wives and mothers, which there's tons of scientific data on. That's why men don't want to marry women with a high body count now, because they know that that's a lot of trauma. Women bond through sex. So if a woman has bonded to multiple men, she loses her ability to bond because it's just pointless at that point. But Feminism, yeah, sexual revolution, go have sex. Don't let him take responsibility for your orgasm, I saw in Cosmopolitan once. Like, what? The orgasm is together. You get there together. Why would you encourage women to feel like they need to do something alone while they're making love? It's not logical. These systems often encourage individuals to develop self-awareness within a relational networks rather than through strict external law. Be self-aware. See what you're doing. Bring out the best in yourself. And then when we have strict external law, how do we hold people accountable? And right now we're having a huge problem in the West with women don't want to hold themselves accountable. Like, you ask women, what do men do? Oh, they provide and protect. What do women do? You have a womb, bitch. Like, what? That's crazy. But when, men felt guilty about the patriarchy, this is where we see that, where we don't draw boundaries with women. We don't have a healthy structure, and women can just do whatever they want. And then we have the destruction of the family and trans kids.